Hey, what's up guys? Ron here from High Ground Gaming. Gonna be coming at you with a little deck tech of the Palpatine deck that I've used in the past couple of episodes on the channel. So, I'm gonna go over the deck and the cards and show how fun the deck is. So, we have, of course, Palpatine at Elite. 28 points for Elite. You know, he has the 2 range, 3 range, 2 discard, 2 shields, resource, and that dreaded blank. But his ability is where it's at, because he's been doing indirect before indirect came out. Whenever you resolve one of his dice, you force your opponent to take 2 indirect. So, and 15 health with strong dice sides is great. I run the Fortify plot, give him a shield, so no matter what, he's have some protection. And if you choose your opponent's battlefield, you get 3 shields. An 18 health Palpatine at the start is very good. I run Outer Rim Outpost because why not? I was running Obi-Wan's Hut, but I'm like, the Outer Rim Outposts, if they choose mine at least, I'll be able to get a resource and draw some cards. You know, to fuel my Rise Again plays and all that other stuff. So, moving on to upgrades, 2 force speeds with Palpatine. This is an amazing card because being able to do the special, resolve his dice quick, and it combos well with one of the other cards that I have in the deck, which we'll get into. 2 holocrons, of course. This is a holocron deck. You're going to run holocron with all the force powers. You know, having all those powerful force abilities on Palpatine on top of his dice can be a bad time for your opponent. And the one card I use 2 Resilient. I don't play Endurance because Endurance, yeah, it costs 1, but you gotta wait. With Resilient, it does essentially the same thing. When one of the character dice is removed, you can, exhaust Resilient. It is exhaust, right? Yeah, you exhaust it, and then you roll the dice back in. So pretty much, if you have a turn 1 with like 4 speed in this, it's great. And if you have holocron, that's even better, because this makes people removing your Palpatine dice, it makes it kind of irrelevant. They essentially have to remove the dice twice, but because a lot of times they'll remove it, it'll be their turn. When you roll in on your turn, you can just resolve it. Where Endurance, you have to wait to use it. So it costs 1 more, but it's an Endurance you'll have throughout the whole game. The Force abilities that we are packing here today are Force Lightning. You know, with this deck, it's awesome. All the huge range sides and the special doing damage and removing a blank. It's really good, especially as the game progresses, because the more dice your opponent has, the more they are prone to rolling blanks, unless they're just gods and they never roll blanks. So getting rid of their dice is very good, and being able to reroll hopefully into one of the big range sides is it's pretty good. Sorry if I'm sniffling. It's cold today. So 2 Mind Probes. I use Mind Probe. I love Mind Probe. You know, being able to get this out and doing like 4 or 5 damage with the special is great. The range side's good. The disrupt's okay. That's the worst side of it, aside from the blank. And the 2 discard. I've had games where I've had this 2 discard and the discard from Palpatine. They lose their hand and they take damage from Palpatine, so it's great. Force Wave is another force power I'm using. This card is awesome because against 2 character deck, you'll be taking 1 damage unless they have 1 character left. And if you're playing as a 3-wide deck, it's even more phenomenal because you'll hit all of your opponent's characters. Yeah, the special takes 1 resource, but you'll most of the time have the resource. But late game, if I feel like this is gonna be more detriment to me, I just override it for something else. And Force Illusion to keep myself alive. I don't use Force Push just because I don't use Force Push or Force Throw because this is more of an aggressive build. I like the aggressive, just do 10 damage and then shield up Palpatine and just sit there and let them play while you mitigate them. So Force push, yeah, the force push is cute to blank their dice, but overall I don't really play it. But I might make some changes later on. Now here is where the combo pieces come in. You got swiftness. Swiftness for one, it has ambush. You give it the next card you play ambush. Now why am I playing it? I'm playing it for alter and aim. These coupled with swiftness and 4 speed special pretty much allow you to manipulate your dice to do 10 damage to your opponent. So let's say you have a 4 speed special, or you have this with alter and 3 resources, and you roll out. They don't mitigate your dice. You get crap sides or whatever. They just do whatever. You either 4 speed special into alter, or you swiftness into alter, turning your Palpatine dice to the 3s. You smack a character for 6, and they do 4 indirect. Usually late game, that's pretty much game, because you'll be doing damage throughout the game. Aim serves the same purpose, but only turns 1 dice. So to a range side, so you can turn a Palpatine dice, Mind Probe to the 3 if you have to, or if you really want to get the Force Lightning's 4 damage side, you just do that. Indomitable, it's pretty much dug in for Palpatine. Pay 1, get 3 shields. It helps. And all that, like, these are good because they're gray cards. If I go against Kylo, and I have a lot of these in the hand, it helps to keep Kylo off my back. 2 isolations, basic removal, doubt, overconfidence, and of course the 2 rising ends. Because, if Palpatine's getting his face beaten, and they think they're going to win, you have like 5 resources or more, and you play Rise Again and get any of your force powers back. Or a Resilient, it gets any upgrades, so you can pretty much get, any of these here that you want. I've gotten Force Illusion just to make things worse for my opponent. I've gotten Holocron and like Force Lightning and all that stuff late game, so it's pretty good. Again, I don't play Endurance because I play Resilient. Resilient is an Endurance that's going to last pretty much throughout the entire game, unless they vandalize it, like I had some games. I don't have Feel Your Anger because that's an accident. I didn't realize I didn't have it, but in the games I've played, it hasn't really been, a detriment. So if anything, I'll take out Isolation for Feel Your Anger. So these can be Feel Your Anger. But overall, like, this is a very aggressive deck. You've got 2, 4, you got 6 mitigation cards, which is fine. Well, 8 if you count Force Lightning's special. And yeah, it's a very fast deck. The only really bad matchups for this is the vehicle decks with all the indirect, because there's not a whole lot of, remove indirect damage cards to play. And, there's no deflect for blue for it. There is a card that removes range or indirect, but I'm not playing that because I don't like situational cards like that. But, yeah, if they're doing like 4, 5, 6 indirect, that's all the Palpatine's got to take all that damage, so you really have to be on the defensive. Kylo actually isn't that much of a big deal because, yeah, you have a lot of blue cards, but you also have a lot of gray cards. And, I would keep the gray cards in hand playing as Kylo. And not only that, with, aim and swiftness and alter, being able to just manipulate my dice to maximum damage, Kylo will pretty much be dead, early on, if things go as they should. So that's pretty much my build of Palpatine. I love it. I haven't lost a whole lot with it. Is it a luck-based deck? The only luck thing that I've seen with this is, drawing your combo pieces. If you don't draw Holocron, you draw all the force powers, you kind of start to struggle, because you have to pay resources to mitigate, and if you want to play a force power, you have to save up money and pay, straight up for it, overwrite something. But that's with any Holocron deck. If you don't get Holocron, you're kind of slowed down. But getting Holocron, I usually get Holocron pretty early. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I love this deck. I'm gonna make this in real life. I said, get me some Palp dice, and I'll be good. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys later.